What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are the Distorted Theorists.
So guys, welcome back to another episode of Marvel Mondays. Guys, today we are taking on Thor: The Dark World. Y'all know it. We're going to show the DVD cover, and while he does that, if you guys could hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that like button, leave us a comment down below if you're enjoying these Marvel Mondays. Your handling of that is about as bad as the movie. No, guys, we're just kidding. But before we get into this, we just want to give a huge shout out because it is going to be a very exciting weekend for us coming up.
It is. This coming weekend, we're going to be one of the guests.
Special! We're special guests!
Yeah, special, you are very special.
I know.
I guess at Sci-Fi on the Rock.
Yeah, Sci-Fi on the Rock, Newfoundland. Check us out. Head down to the Sheraton if you're in this area. It is June 24th, 26th. Yeah, I really hope those dates are right. Anyway, guys, we are, first of all, thank you so much to Sci-Fi on the Rock for even reaching out to give us this opportunity. But you're going to see a whole lot of content, a whole lot of cosplay, a whole lot of interviews for probably months to come, because I got a feeling we're going to be pretty busy.
Yeah, make sure to keep your dials set to the Distorted Theorists, because we're going to be doing a lot of lives. There's going to be a lot of stuff going out for vendors, for cosplayers, for
some
guests.
giveaways. Some giveaways.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some giveaways too, because you've helped us out, so we're going to be giving back. And yeah, that's
without further ado, Thor: The Dark World. Before, you can't make that until you actually knew what was coming. So let's dial it back for a second before we get into this. Thor: The Dark World was being announced. It was coming out. What were your initial thoughts when the hoopla was, like any Marvel, being built?
None, because
why?
I didn't see it in theaters.
You didn't see Thor: The Dark World?
I didn't see Thor, and I didn't see The Dark World in theaters. Ragnarok was my first Thor movie that I saw in
I just
theaters.
want to let people know applications will be going out in the coming week for a new Distorted. I'll be honest, I can't remember seeing a trailer.
No, I had no interest. I knew that we were dealing with someone named Malekith.
Yep.
I didn't know there was going to be anything regarding the ether.
I think I did. I think I might have seen that somewhere, maybe a trailer, teaser, whatever. They leaned heavy on Natalie Portman a lot more in this movie, though. At first one, I felt she was just a bit of star power, but now they really, well, we know now.
Oh, I know why.
I mean, we know now. We'll talk about that in the end of the video, but yeah, and well, we also didn't know at the time what the ether actually was.
Well, I think... Well, I can't even say that because I didn't see the movie, but it was kind of implied that if it was something was being paid attention to in as much detail as it was kind of like, this is probably going to be something else. I actually think it might have been mentioned that it was an Infinity Stone at the beginning, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Because they were using it to eradicate the planets or something against the light, the dark elves?
Maybe, but...
I don't know. Anyways, listen.
And then we get Loki gets in trouble, ultimately causing his mother's death, if I'm not mistaken, in this one. Like, it was really the Dark World.
Who even directed this?
Nobody knows! Ooh.
Alan Taylor.
Do you want to check out what Alan had in store for us back when?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this trailer, and then our real thoughts will come out, guys. Let's get into this right now.
After all this time, now you come to visit me, brother. Why?
Why?
To mock.
I need your help. But I wish I could trust you.
I wish I could be the fool I always took you for.
Yeah, because he is the god of mischief, baby.
Some believe that before the universe, there was nothing. They're wrong. There was darkness, and it has survived.
Like, then there was that guy, like...
Random matter.
What's gonna happen?
His suit got better.
I would return for you.
You face an enemy, known only to a few.
Known only to one.
You must be truly desperate to come to me for help.
If we do nothing, they will destroy us.
You even think about betraying him.
And I'll kill you.
Gotta love Lady Sif, man.
I like her.
Thor.
Your bravery will not ease your pain. Your family, your world will be extinguished.
That scene was actually pretty badass.
We're running out of time.
The very fabric of reality will be torn apart.
Reality. Fabric of reality.
I'll find a way to save us all.
Find your way.
I think that's Thor's only move.
See, I remember this. That's what Korg is supposed to look like.
That's what they say.
Anyone else?
So that trailer doesn't tell you anything. I'm really trying to find. I'm not trying to be like movie.
We're trying to be subjective here, ladies.
But that movie is just like, hey, family's important. Live about a quarter mile at a time.
A quarter Asgard at a time.
There's Asgard. There's a ship going
Like
in.
even taking that trailer for what we just watched, it's very much like just cut.
Hey,
cut,
Thor's
cut.
in trouble.
But he says bravery will not be able to save you or whatever. So it's almost like Thor's almost like he doesn't portray this, but he's almost arrogant or cocky coming at the Avengers.
Still hasn't learned it. Like he's learning.
But he's learned nothing. Exactly.
He's trying to I guess prove to Jane Foster that he's still worthy and everything like that, and he wants to be there for her because I remember at the beginning of the movie there's a whole slap scene and everything.
Yeah.
But again, we get
confusing.
A villain that just didn't.
It did not land.
Malekith. He was played by Christopher Eccleston, who was, I think, just before this, I think he was playing Doctor Who, and he left Doctor Who in order to take on this role because he was under the impression that Malekith would be bigger in the MCU, and he didn't. So he lost out on Malekith, and then he lost out on Doctor Who, which gave us David Tennant.
I will. Let's be objective here. Let's give it a prop. I'm going to say one of the coolest moments in the whole movie is when they come in with that ship and they do crash through the Asgardian throne or whatever, and then the attack scene, where it opens up and all the people and all the elves, I guess, pour out. That is pretty dope. There's a couple good scenes there, and then they break out Loki and all that stuff, and I can get behind that. It's just the story was just boring. It was just boring.
And then he dies, and then he doesn't die, and then he loses his hand, and he doesn't lose his hand.
Yeah.
It didn't follow a great pacing.
Right, and for a movie that did ultimately contain an Infinity Stone, you almost think they would have put some oomph behind something like that.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
We never hear about the ether again until Endgame.
Right.
What is the ether for? Is it time? No, that's the
reality.
motto.
Which she does say, she says reality in the thing. Reality is ripping at the scene or whatever. Which again, I guess now looking back, it is cool that they hid that word in there and we didn't know it was the reality stone. But now looking back, we all know how big a role reality has played in this, right? It's Thor. We all know what it was followed by. Thor was followed by somebody who finally got their claws into it. But I just wish it happened sooner,
And it's funny though, because if you read the Thor comics, they're very serious. Yeah. They're hard to read, in my opinion. I know
Old
this
English,
is,
you said, or something, right?
Well, and it's even the script that, so if you, just for example,
give me an example.
Comic Sans. I know it's not comic, but if that's what you're reading everyone else in, and then you look at Thor, it's written in a different kind of script as well. So it's kind of hard to ye old blah blah blah, and. The first storyline that I really and truly read of Thor was what is eventually going to become Love and Thunder with Gore the God Butcher. And I still remember being like, he talks a lot. The speech bubbles for him are like this. I'm like, is Thor? He's like, Thor. And that's the way Chris Hemsworth kind of portrays him in the movie. Like he's this big, dumb, lovable guy like, I love you, Loki. You're my buddy. But like in the comics, he's just like, like he's just very.
The way they just kind of left Jane made you think, and then they kind of just. It's funny because this movie had the lovey-dovey with Jane, and he comes back in the end credit scene, and they kiss and all that stuff, and you're like, oh, cool, they're together. But then the next plethora of movies is all jokes about how they've split up and like, oh yeah, she's the one that got away. And now they're bringing her back in Thor Love and Thunder, which is going to be very interesting to see what she has been up to for what, 7 years, I guess?
I have an idea.
Was she blipped? Was she not blipped?
I have an idea. If anyone's read the comics, you might know what's coming up with that. Well, I'm not going to say here because that's not, we're not here to talk about Love and Thunder.
Okay, fair enough. So, anyway. All right, guys.
I'm not, like, again, I don't, before we cut, I'm not shitting on Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. I don't think there's anybody else that can portray Thor better than him.
He will be Thor forever and a day.
But the movie just didn't land, and we're not the only ones that feel this way. It's the weakest
phenomenon.
Besides the Incredible Hulk, it's the weakest of.
It's definitely like even like if we're going to be honest, the Hulk was the weakest of Phase 1, and Thor: The Dark World is definitely the weakest of Phase 2, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, and what it was succeeded by, which you guys will see next week on Marvel Monday, should you tune in, is what I may even claim, definitely in my top 3. I know it might be your favorite.
It's my top.
Yeah, is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But that's next week. So make sure you make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss next week's Marvel Mondays when we take you into the next Captain America. And with that, guys, I am the real Jussy.
I'm Peter Parkour, and like we always say, keep it real.